Hello YouTube. Since I'm too lazy to actually get out and, as you can see behind me, wipe off my back windshield, I just turn on the defroster. There we go. Put that defroster on, it eventually melt. Because it's sort of like my FU against winter, because, you know, one more time in New England. I didn't even know it was supposed to be snowing today. Until my husband tells me it's supposed to go south of Boston, very big storm, and now it's doing it here. It's supposed to end by 11, but you know, screw it. Who wants to see snow anymore? Not sure if Grandpa Cavendish is getting it down in East Hampton, but winter's still here. So let's sum this up. 4 nor'easters in about 3 weeks. And a couple odd storms since, including this one, so let's face it, it's winter. As Prince once sang, sometimes it snows in April. Anyway, I just wanted to say hello. Just to kind of shoot the breeze video, because, you know, I don't feel like I'm going to wait while I'm waiting for that to melt. I figured I'd just talk to all of you folks. A couple of the shout-outs. Sir Philip Bennett. I just watched his two-part Easter video. Always a pleasure to hear from him. I always liken him to Brian Blessed. Big, dramatic, thespian Englishman. Always a pleasure to hear him. Today I'm going to talk a little about music. My last video, Iron Breyer, can't know I'm not pronouncing that right. Iron Breyer, which he named after Iron Brew, which is Scotland's other national drink, I guess the first being whiskey. And Iron Brew is, what did I say? Before, when I was a teetotaler, I used to drink a lot of Iron Brew. To me, it tastes kind of like bubble gum. To me, it's kind of like just carbonated bubble gum flavored soda. Not unlike Red Bull in a way, I would say. But that's just me, so I don't know. So, no offense to the country of Scotland, land that I love so much. For real. Yeah, so a little note about music. So yesterday we're going over to my husband's family's house. They just live over in Concord, just about 15-20 miles to the north. And so I put in a CD I found from a charity shop, as you'd call it in London, or a secondhand store at Savers. And it was called The Police's Every Breath You Take, and really brought back some memories. It's a nice, fairly complete package of all the Police's hits, all in one place. No deep cuts or anything, but it's pretty pronounced. Everything from Roxanne to the modern remix version of Message in a Bottle and Don't Stand So Close to Me 86. But in the time it took us to go up there and come back, we heard the whole album, and like I said, it really brought back some memories, because when I was getting into music, the Police was the first band I really got into. You know, reggae inflected, tight drum noise. And of course, Sting sounds like Sting. But it occurs to me, as the songs were going along, they were a lot more fun in their earlier days. And then suddenly, right around, is it Ghost in the Machine? Yeah, right around Ghost in the Machine. It's the album cover with all the digital faces that look like the band members, made out of digital numbers. And synchronicity. I think Sting was really overdoing it on the philosophy texts or something. I don't know what, but it was getting a little. I love this British expression, po-faced. It was getting a little too, just a little too self-important, I guess you could say. Not as fun at all. And what do I know? The album sold like in the millions and millions, myself included the first time around. Got it on vinyl, and then cassette, and then CD. So, I can't really complain. I can't really criticize. But it just seems to be their earlier stuff, when they were looser, earlier, more reggae influenced, this stuff was just a lot more freewheeling and fun. You know, like I Can't Stand Losing You. Of course, Message in a Bottle, solid rocker there. But I don't know if it, for those of you at a computer, if you can pull up a really good Police playlist, go ahead and do it. But if you like Sting at all, if you like Sting solo stuff, as you listen, as the band progresses, you can kind of hear Sting asserting more control over the band, or at least it sounds like it's Sting. I don't know. I wasn't in the band. I don't know. But the Police came out right in the final stages of punk. And I'm speaking as a historian. I wasn't there. I wish I was. I wish my time machine worked. Be at CBGB's all the time. Running into myself, seeing Blondie and the Talking Heads and Ramones and everything else. Ramones. Yeah, so... Oh, I lost where I was going with this. Yeah, but when the Police came out, they were a little too old to be punks. They were a little too old for the crowd they were aiming at, but obviously they were successful, and reggae was a heavy part of their sound, and well, they made it work. And they were very successful at it. And then of course the band flamed out in the mid-'80s with Synchronicity. It was their what's the word I'm looking for? It was their Joshua Tree album, I guess you could say. Although, no offense, I don't really like U2, so I can't really make an accurate comparison. But yeah, I guess the Joshua Tree was U2, and basically the quote-unquote mainstream caught up with U2, and they achieved mass saturation, so everybody liked U2, and they had to step back and reinvent themselves to keep their career going. Yeah, I've got a love-hate thing with U2. It's a very hard-working band. They have some very killer tunes, but I don't know, there's an air of po-faced self-importance about them that I just don't really dig, but that's just me. But anyway, yeah, so long story short, that was just a nice little time trip for me, hearing like all the Police's greatest hits kind of like lined up in a row. And I know this is going to be blasphemy for Police fans, but I actually like that, I guess, them doing a cover of their own song. There's a difference between a cover, a remix, and a mashup. But I guess they were covering their own song. And it was a lot slicker, a lot more danceable, I guess you could say. But I liked the approach, and of course fans hated it. But Sting was right. In this case, his pretension was right. It's like, it's ridiculous to think as these songs are sacrosanct. If you have two versions there that you like, play the version that you like. So actually, okay, you're right. I'll give you that one, Sting. Okay, folks, it looks like that's melting off a little bit. You can't really see it in the back. Looks like that's melting off. I just might go off and just sweep it off anyway, because I've got stuff to do. I've got comic bags to buy, because I just might be bagging up some comics in the Zero Room. Gotta go visit my sister, and that's pretty much it. Oh yes, tomorrow I have my stent put in. That should be fun. I'll give you a big update about that. I'm going to close this out before I hit the 10-minute mark, because I want to do some kind of record for keeping it short. So all the best to you, my friends. Take care. Like I said, Sir Philip Bennett, Beard, always a pleasure hearing from yourself. I forgot him in the shout-outs yesterday. And I'm drawing a blank right now, so I'm going to end it before it hits 10 minutes. Take care, folks, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.